Thanks for joining us on Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Dave.
And today I am finishing up the green emerald dragon that I have been working on. We're going to finish it today.
Today?
Like, no matter what.
Today?
Yeah, today. And we're going to give it away the same day.
Yes!
I'm
Super excited.
thinking either hashtag not my problem or it's your problem now.
Your problem now.
Hashtag my problem. Make it my problem.
No.
No, Dave's like, oh, God, be positive.
I don't know. We were talking about completely different ones before the show. Something along the lines of like a Wizard of Oz kind of thing.
Yeah. Follow the yellow brick road. Too long, maybe.
Well, you know I wanted to go for the even longer
You did.
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That shows dedication. If you were to type in hashtag pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, I think we will give you 2 entries.
Are you going to count them?
Sure, yeah. I'll count them. Well, actually, Leona will count them. But...
Leona's probably there like, no.
Of course.
No. Hashtag ruby slippers.
Yeah.
There we
actually,
go.
Yeah.
Hashtag ruby slippers if you want a chance to win this dragon.
The super cool.
The super cool,
Emerald
the
dragon.
amazing, the took forever to paint because quarantine dragon. We have to find a base for it really quick.
Sure.
Wherever that went.
We'll find one.
We
somewhere.
have we're in like the Willy Wonka of miniature.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I'm sure we could find one, without a doubt.
That doesn't concern me. What are you working on?
I'm going to be painting up a Lord of Contagion because I'm still riding the whole Nurgle plague wave. Yeah. Well, I've been enjoying the painting up these plague marines and doing lots of different conversions and that kind of thing. So I'm working on the guy that's going to be the general for the army. Just getting started on him. And yeah, I brought a few other conversions in that I've done so we can show those off at some stage. And yeah, continue having a bit of fun. I think last week I worked on... What did I work on last week? I painted a lot of black last week.
You've been painting a lot of plague-themed.
Plague-themed
yeah,
stuff,
you've been leaning into it.
So it was the Gellerpox infected last week, Volgar, Thrice Cursed. So I finished those off now, which is super cool. Finished that box. Yeah, painting this guy though, I'm going to do some work on his like a blue-gray kind of thing on his cloak, and also like a purple magenta kind of look on his cloak as well.
I can paint where people can see me. Oh, you
No.
ask too much, Leona. That's... Yeah, we have a lot today.
Cool.
Goodness. We
Yeah,
have
Roger.
Roger.
Oh.
Oh, are you going to...
No, go for it. Go for
okay. Well then.
Well, you can read from that distance.
I can read today because Leona made the words bigger. We have Dave, Graham, Roger, Kat, multiple Daves, I think. Yeah, multiple Daves. We have like 3 Daves. There's a lot of Daves. Y'all are going to have to cut it out with being so many Daves. Yeah, y'all got to...
No, it's a great name. There are several people I know that have it.
They're all in the chat. They're here.
It's true. We're all involved in this show right now.
Kat says, so you still won't mic Leona. Boo-hoo.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Kat?
Yeah, Leona is mic'd.
I am mic'd.
Yeah, she is mic'd.
I'm a muffled because I have a mask on. So.
Yeah,
Yep.
she is wearing a mask for safety. We have a plexiglass between us for safety.
We also like to ignore safety.
Well,
No, I think we're
living
actually...
dangerously.
I have no doubt that Game Trade Media is following all of the guidelines.
We try.
They are. They do. They try their best.
You can hear me
A little
now.
bit further beyond.
The chat says they can hear me.
Yes.
Woohoo!
If you have questions for me, I can now answer them.
Awesome.
Cool. Looks like we have a lot of people watching. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Spider-Man is saying good afternoon from St. Louis.
Good afternoon, Spider-Man.
Messing around with some Ravenwing Black Knights for a friend.
You know, quite honestly, I hope I never learn Spider-Man's name, and you just stay Spider-Man forever.
Well, they're actually in the group.
I'm not gonna learn it.
Yep.
Their real name.
They're just Spider-Man now.
Spider-Man is saying that that not only are they painting some Ravenwing Black Knights for a friend, but figuring out the schedule for ReaperCon tomorrow. So ReaperCon is usually held over the Labor Day weekend in Texas, at,
All right.
or near Reaper headquarters, and they're doing it virtually this year. ReaperCon's always a huge one for painters and folks who enjoy painting and taking classes about painting and that kind of thing. They had an absolutely massive painting competition last year. So I'm not sure how they're running the painting competition this year, but I'm sure there'll be one online.
Sure,
So
they'll be
definitely,
doing something.
yeah, definitely. So check out the Reaper website. I suspect it's reaperminiatures.com. But yeah, it'd be definitely cool to see what's going on there.
Shout out to Christian Butner, who is one of my friends, one of my sword friends,
Excellent.
and Josh Potter, and soon the army of Daves will be complete.
Yes.
Josh, do you want an army of Daves?
These are the Daves I know. Somebody
These are
quick
not the days
throw that
you
link
were
into
looking for.
into the chat.
Roger, what constitutes an army of Daves?
Yes.
That's awesome with ReaperCon. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely cool. And I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but if you head to the website and check it out, it'd be definitely cool. One event that is usually on Labor Day weekend as well is another event is the Nova Open, which is not happening this year either. And I've been involved in the Nova Open Foundation. I keep struggling to find the camera. I know that it's right there,
It's right next to me. You're looking at my camera.
but the red light isn't on.
Oh, it's not?
Don't worry. No.
Oh,
Stupid red light.
I'm sorry.
But anyway.
I'm gonna make something with like googly eyes and just put it up there.
Dude.
Yes. But no, I was going to talk about the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. This year is running their raffles again. We've got 54 different raffles that they're running that you can buy tickets for. They're on the NovaOpenFoundation.org website. And there are loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of fantastic miniatures that have been painted by, I think this year they had about 80 painters involved.
Woo!
That's
Which
a
is
lot.
pretty amazing. Yep. And this year, I think, is my 7th or 8th year being involved. And I donated an Ultramarines army,
Yay!
Ow.
which is like, it's about 200 miniatures, I think, almost, or just over 200 miniatures. And recently, Games Workshop announced that the old Space Marines that have become known as the Firstborn Space Marines are going to be going from 1 wound to 2 wounds. So it means that that army goes up to over 400 wounds.
That's
I'm just
insane.
saying, it's worth putting in, worth buying a few tickets for. Should definitely do that. So, and ticket sales for that close, I think, on the 11th, September 11th, and September 12th, we're going to be having they've got a live stream going on. More information will be on the Nova Open Foundation page.
Apparently, Dragon Con is also virtual this year.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting. I did not know the DragonCon was going to be virtual.
That's cool. I wonder how they're really gonna go about that. I've heard mixed reviews about how
What was the hashtag? Hashtag
the
Ruby
hashtag is
slippers?
hashtag Ruby Slippers.
Ruby Slippers.
Yes,
Slippers.
that is going to be the hashtag. Hashtag Ruby Slippers to win the Emerald Dragon, which if I hold under the camera, actually, it is the one I've been working on all quarantine. It is the one I've been lamenting over. It is,
It'll be the one that's well worth your time to type in hashtag Ruby Slippers.
sure.
Yep. I might go and do that now. Hang on.
Dave's like, I want it now.
Yep.
But
Dave will be able to win. Dave is the winner. I've decided. No, I'm just joking.
No, just kidding. I think so far I've only seen one hashtag in there.
I'm so pretty sure so far there's only been one person that's been really interested
We've got
in
2 now. 2. Okay. Excellent. That's cool. And I do have to point out that my friend Jeff posted these are the days of our lives.
I'm loving it.
Da, 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 da.
Also, I
Careful,
have the
don't
wrong
copyright
title.
us, Dave.
Okay.
You can do that. It's just short. It's really short. What was that, Leona?
I have the wrong title up. Today we're painting a green dragon and Lord of Contagion.
Lord of Contagion.
He hate.
Yes,
he
we're not
needs a
repainting
theme
minis.
Song. He needs a theme song.
Lord of the Contagion. You know, you say theme song, and I know you meant like a cool like Witcher kind of vibe. At least I feel like you did. But
Yeah.
in my brain space, I just thought like the Three's Company theme song just came into my head instead.
Oh my gosh.
Just come and knock on my door. Contagion. Like I don't know
think
if
anybody
anyone
should
else
be
is with
inviting
me on
Contagion
that.
in. That doesn't sound like a good idea. We've just spent the last 6 months trying to avoid it.
Apparently,
I really want
David
to-
Moffat painted the Lord of Contagion. Cool.
What's that? Oh.
David Moffat said he had a fun time.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Have you posted photos in the group? don't remember
Facebook
seeing
user,
it.
just here in time to hear hashtag Ruby Slippers. Since I don't know if it's a giveaway or not, Ruby Slippers.
Yes.
It's a giveaway for this, what is going to become an Emerald Dragon.
La Dragon.
Yeah.
Also, if you are watching from our group in StreamYard, no, it's not StreamYard anymore. Make sure you let the program give you access to your profile.
Yeah, we want to know your names, unless you're Spider-Man.
Well, that's Spider-Man's name.
It is.
Spider-Man. You don't want to reveal their secret identity.
Yeah.
Your true identity. The only thing with a mic on me is now you can hear me click. You can hear all the clicking.
Now I can hear you click.
It's a mysterious clicking noise.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? That just makes everything more fun.
Okay. So make sure you put in the chat what you've been painting. We would like to know.
Let's talk about things that you've been painting.
Yeah, I want to know what everyone's been painting.
What they've been working on.
'Cause now I'm in like speed paint mode. Now I'm like, I gotta finish this because I said I would.
Yep, you do. Jazz says, Lord of Contagion song could be to Land of Confusion by Genesis. Cool.
Also, people were talking about having a screen, like a picture of me in the stream.
Yeah.
You guys ask for too much. Please.
You missed it. Leona was on camera for the short amount of time.
I know. It's
Short
just,
amount of time?
It was a
It felt
gift.
like forever.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. Rewatch those episodes. if you want.
Blessed with Leona's presence.
Maybe we could bring Leona out for holidays.
Yeah. I will.
Whenever there's an important holiday coming up, Leona could be on stream as our gift to everybody.
Nice. I'll do it for Halloween. Halloween, yes.
You're gonna come in with like
Halloween,
a full-on
sure.
mask. They're gonna be like, "Is this actually Leona?"
This is our Leona facsimile. The real Leona is at home.
I almost typed Games of Workshop. Games of Workshop.
That's fine.
I was about to say that Leona was at home piloting a mech, the mech that is her. Like,
Mini
But-
Leona mech.
I saw something crazy on
Oh, also, hi, Wacky
Facebook.
Attack.
Hey, Wacky. On Facebook yesterday, there was a video of just an enormous mech, like nearly 6,000 pound thing that had been created. Been developed over the last 10 years, and it's like 15 feet high and 18 feet wide.
Okay.
Has legs that move in a really sort of strange way. It's almost like it has two front legs and two hind legs, but they're all off a similar axle
Okay.
across the middle, which makes it really wide. But I went through and like showed this person in the pod in the middle piloting it, and it talked about how it had been in development for a while, and but the person who developed it was actually created it so that it could be raced. They want to race these mechs. They haven't built them to like defuse bombs or.
I'm okay with that. I think the best things are created from
buildings.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans,
The best things are made for shenanigans.
Crazy shenanigans. They're actually asking for volunteers to be like test pilots.
Sorry, guys. I gotta leave Game Trade Media to go be a volunteer mech pilot.
Mech pilot. I know.
What?
Absolutely crazy.
I would do that.
But yeah, it
I don't
did
know
look
if anyone
amazing.
would let me do that, but name your qualifications. I have none. I'm spunky.
I have a lot of enthusiasm. You're hired.
It's all you need. Christian says, how much paint does Dave end up eating each episode? I just gave a brief talk on the Radium Girls and it worries me. All the paint is non-toxic.
Radium free.
Radium free, non-toxic. However, I don't know. Dave, how much paint do you think you've eaten over the course of like the 20-something odd years you've been painting miniatures?
I would guess that it's probably maybe 2,
2 full paint cans?
Pots.
3, 4, something around there.
Delicious.
I don't think it'd be more than 10.
So that means other people have to catch up. So.
Oh yeah. Everyone's got to work really hard. But,
Also, people in the chat have said what they've been painting. I don't know if you want to highlight that.
Right. Ooh. Okay. I will say that sometimes, we were talking about your eyesight last week. My hearing is
Your
sometimes
hearing
not
is
as
just
not as
busted?
good. So, I didn't hear what Leona just said.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Read
hoping
the chat.
it's fine.
So people commented about
People
what they've
commented
been painting.
about what they're making.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
We have to engage with our audience, Dave.
I know.
Jeez.
They are
Josh Potter said,
rocking.
I can barely ride a tricycle. Where do I sign up to pilot a mech? Excellent.
Also, hi, Graham.
Good news for you. A mech isn't a tricycle.
Yep.
Maybe you have a hard time at riding a tricycle. Maybe you're a master of the mech.
Yeah.
Who knows? Give it a good old college try.
Could be just like that. That would be great.
Oh, Roger Moore is painting Scythe.
Ooh.
No pictures yet.
Oh, cool. No pictures yet. Grr.
Also, David Moffat had earlier said he was like 80% done, Lord of Contagion, so.
Yeah.
Not finished yet.
Oh, okay. Not finished yet. Need to finish it. One thing that I've been doing, actually, this might be a good time to switch to the spinner.
Oh, okay.
Expecto Spinneroni. Yes, there we go.
All right.
I don't know what that means. We've been watching a lot of Harry Potter at home.
I love it. Okay.
So this is my Malignant Plaguecaster from basically converted from a model from Warhammer Underworlds to be hanging out in Warhammer 40,000. It's got a lovely big sort of grey robes, grey cloak over their armor, and their crazy mutated head. They have a fly head. It'll be coming around on the screen in a minute. But one of the things that I've done on the robes that I don't think the camera's picking up too well is there's a lot of tiny little hash marks
Okay.
in there, tiny little lines on the highlights to give it a very like a rough cloth feel. on those robes.
Okay.
So that's the kind of thing that I'm working on now on the Lord of Contagion's robes when it's back there. Because the sculpt is quite smooth, but just by adding those little lines in on there, you can start to give it that texture. Kind of rough up the look of it. So that's what I'm messing with. And then soon I will switch to the this lower part of the cloak that I've got going on here.
Oh.
Hang on.
Let me.
No, that's good. I can slip him onto the spinner.
No. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Now we're back to this. So yeah, on the lower part of the cloak, I'm going to be going with a purple and magenta
Ooh.
kind of look. So yeah, something a little bit brighter and more colourful than I usually go for. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
On the lower part?
Yeah, so on this section down here,
Okay.
so it's got different layers. So you've got this lower cloak, and then over the top of that, there's like a cloak of chainmail, which you can't quite see there, and then the this grey cowl kind of over the top.
Nice.
So, Jason says when Robotech first came out, speaking of mechs, came out in the U.S., he was right on the same age as Rick Hunter. Piloting a Veritech or any other mecha was a huge dream for him. Does anyone else have any, like, minis-centered games that they've been playing recently? Like, I know Robotech has, like, I don't know if they're minis or figures. I know they have things.
They're
they
minis, yeah.
They have mechs. I've not seen them with my own eyes, Dave.
All right.
I've only heard of
You
such
do
things.
need glasses,
Dave's
then.
looking
just
at
kidding.
me like, how could you not know about Robotech?
No. I don't know about Robotech, except that the only thing I know about it is that it's a game and they have minis.
I'm
That's
over
the
here like,
extent-
I'm pretty
that's my
sure
extent
it's
of
minis,
Robotech.
but I'm not entirely sure. And Dave's like, for shame, Gretchen, how
Yeah.
dare you not know? Revoke your piloting license.
No. I don't think you need to have a license at all.
You just want to set me loose on a mech?
I think it'll be awesome. That'd be
Graham was
great.
asking about.
You would have so much fun.
Graham was asking about paint handles. Do you recommend them, Dave? / Gretchen.
Yep. Yeah. See you using painting handles. Do I need one? Do you need one? No. I've spent a lot of my life painting minis without painting handles. We have them here, so sometimes for.
There we go.
Yep.
I do have one. The dragon does not fit on one.
No.
And then I forget about them usually. Because I'm a bad example.
There are pros and cons to it. I like most of the time when I'm painting, I'll paint without one, and I'll have a miniature in my hand like this. An advantage of the painting handle is that, the advantage of painting like this is that I'm much closer to the miniature, and I can connect my hands a lot better. And there's something very tactile, of course, about holding the miniature. The cons to that are that the oils in your fingers, the oils in your skin, will get onto the miniature and could affect how the paint reacts, or you might wear off paint from certain areas. For the show, it's also handy. So the pro for the using the painting handle is that you're not touching it with your hand, so you're not rubbing paint off areas. One of the cons is it puts it a little bit further away from your hands, so I don't feel as connected to it. But for a show like this, it's much easier to sort of show what areas are being painted and how they're being done, because it keeps the rest of my hand further away from the mini.
Oh, also, hello to Chris Layfield, and also hello to Zabiram. Thanks
Cool.
for joining.
Excellent.
David Moffat said, it was pretty fun. I played Robotech RPG Tactics again.
Oh, cool.
And apparently he was 5 when he first watched Robotech.
There's a cartoon that I think wasn't there a cartoon? I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think so.
And
Yep.
I felt completely confident in my ability to pilot a Veritech at the time.
I would totally. I'd go for it.
I think that's probably when you have peak confidence
Yeah,
at,
when you're
at age 5.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
5 to 7, I feel.
Yeah,
That's a good age for confidence.
in that sort of
Yes.
realm.
A
Also,
good year. Good
Josh-
year for confidence.
Josh Potter says, we broke quarantine and played some CAV a couple months ago. Talon Games had a freebie.
Right.
How do not recommend breaking quarantine.
Nor do I.
For
Josh.
legal reasons, we're gonna say don't do that.
Don't do that.
For legal reasons.
Have a fun time. Don't do that. But also have a fun time.
Chris asks, Dave, have you tried the Stephen Rath?
The Wrathcore Holders. I have not tried the Wrathcore Holders. I've heard the name, but I couldn't even tell you what they look like. It's mainly because I don't really use painting holders, but at the show, we do. But yeah,
We have
I think.
the Citadel ones.
Pardon?
We have the Citadel.
We do indeed. Citadel. There we go.
We also have big ones that are by Citadel.
I have one of the things as well. I do a lot of what do you call it? Batch painting. So I might have 4 or 5 or 10 miniatures on the go at once, and it can be a sort of a bit of a pain in the butt to switch them over between holders. But I know that at some point, Games Workshop sold a 10-pack. I think it was a 10-pack. Might have been a 5 of the holders for people who like to do that sort of thing. So I know that there are some people who have 10 of these lined up on the table, all ready to go. So, but yeah.
Chris says, I just started to try them, those holders.
Yep.
And they have a great little spot for your finger, so you don't touch the model.
Cool. Yep, there are some. I'm not sure if I'm guessing that the Wrathcore does. Certainly the Hobby Holder from Game Envy does, and there are some others. Oh, actually, are the Wrathcore ones they're wooden ones, Chris, with like a wire for the holder? Not sure, but there are some that have a like a wire or a piece of plastic that comes up or sort of around the miniature, so that you can hold it closer like that, but your hand still doesn't have to touch the miniature.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is really neat. The Hobby Holder one from Game Envy has it that you can spin it as well, and I think the Red Grass Games also have one where you can have it in your hand there, where your finger's against the kind of the holder. It's not the holder. I'm not sure what to call it, but against that piece of metal, and then you can spin the miniature
Oh, that's
in the
nice.
holder. Yeah, so I think they're all cool tools that you can check out. You don't need them, but you might find that it's very helpful for your painting. You might find it takes a while to get used to. I know I'm still getting used to it. That's mainly just I've painted thousands and thousands of miniatures without
Right.
a hobby holder or a miniature holder or
Apparently-
anything like that.
Real quick, Gretchen.
Yes.
Apparently, Robotech is on Netflix. And
Huh.
James says you would like it. So
I probably would.
check it out.
I
on
like
your free
anime.
time.
That's how I roll.
I'm of the opinion once you've seen one mech, you've seen them all. But maybe Robotech is different. Also, people in the chat, I feel like Dave, you would appreciate this. Byron asked, "Did anyone get the RPG Alien?" It's a RPG
Oh, right.
by Free League, and I wonder, is it based off of the Alien series?
Yeah, it is. Yep, it's it's definitely based on the Ridley Scott originated.
That seems like it would be
Oh,
such a.
Actually, who wrote Who wrote Alien, the original one?
Oh,
Hmm?
I don't know.
Who wrote the book? I can't remember who wrote the book. Curse me.
A guy.
But yeah, it is based on that. Very much so.
I definitely feel like that would be a fun RPG. If not just a really, like, it definitely would be like spooky, high stakes.
Yep. I think you'd want to have a very you wouldn't want to have a laborious character generation process.
No.
You want it to
'Cause
be
you're gonna
really
die.
super simple.
We'd be making.
We're all
quite a
dead
few.
again.
It's a very deadly RPG.
That's what Graham says. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
In terms of holders, Michael says, I have Citadel holders, but my miniatures fall out too easily. So he's made
Okay.
a few of his own. The best ones are Mentos gum boxes
Right.
filled with plaster of Paris. Cool.
Interesting. Yep. Lots of ways you can do it.
I wonder, what are the, like, races/classes in the Alien RPG?
Well, I guess you would have like human, and then you would have just like or
Alien?
computer,
Alien?
like the AI
Or a robot. Yep.
Yeah,
A synthetic.
a synthetic. And I guess after that, it would just come down to like different,
all human or
jobs?
synth? Interesting.
All human or synth. And Dan O'Bannon. There we
Was
go.
the writer. Thank you, Jez. Appreciate it.
Original said it has more one-shot adventures. Yes.
Hey.
I think it feels
Where's
like it would be
some
tough
key?
unless you're
Oh, there
Sigourney
we
Weaver
go.
to have a campaign. Cool.
I was expecting some key to have the
to have the pun.
pun.
Gotta step it up.
The classes are pilots, core, and engineers, etc.
That's a good idea for like October. If you wanted to have just like, I feel like it'd be an easy one shot kind of, spooky game night kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Watch Alien and then play a RPG or
I
vice
love
versa.
those movies.
They're really fun. They were some of the first.
Can you play a ship's cat? Yes, I'm sure. Also, yes, some key. You failed.
Oh.
Apparently, Josh Potter said, before I got a dozen Citadel holders, I used blue tack on the bottom of plastic shot glasses.
Yep.
Wow.
There are loads of different ways. But it's anything that's going to make it sort of feel comfortable in your hand. That's really the way you need to go. I'm going to show that. Can you see that?
Ooh. Do you want
on the camera?
me to zoom up on that?
Yeah, if you can zoom in on that.
Yeah. I can.
Oh,
Got
there we
that.
go.
I'm feeling wacky today.
Ooh, we got
Alright.
Wacky Leona in the house.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love
All
when
this-
we have Wacky Leona in the house.
Wow. That looks awesome. So what are the two
Yeah.
colors you're using?
Pardon?
Colors?
What are the colors? So the base color for the purple is hexed lichen from the Vallejo game color range,
Beautiful.
and the color that I'm mixing into it to line it up is magenta. Straight up. There we
Nice.
go. I'll eventually get it in shot.
It's all good.
So yeah, magenta there, which is nice, really bright, very intense, sort of saturated pink there.
LOL. Kat says wine corks and pill bottles work well for holders. Says a lot about my household. It's all good, Kat. I was gonna make a comment about Josh Potter, but I held back.
Yep.
With all those shot glasses. Party at Kat's. Exactly. Are you gonna add the magenta anywhere else?
On the miniature?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will, actually. On on the army, all of the there's quite a few models that have sort of smoke coming out of sensors on their flails and that kind of thing. So on the model, this model, we've got the smoke sort of flowing out from there and over here. So those spots will have the magenta going through to like a white smoke. So that's another spot that will be there. It's basically for the army. It's one of the spot colors. So it's not part of the main scheme, which is like you can see on this one is the greenish black armor, the bronze, and the gray. So they're the sort of the standard colors, as well as all of the pale, gross flesh. So not a lot of models have this sort of purple magenta kind of purple and magenta kind of look. Just some areas that have that are good areas for the spot colors.
Oh, David Trump says, "Nice, love me a purple cloak."
Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely got to love some purple cloak.
Oh yeah, if you want to be entered to win Gretchen's mini, what should they do, Gretchen?
Hashtag Ruby Slippers.
Ruby slippers.
Excellent.
Here's a close-up. Oh my gosh.
We're getting it done. It's gonna happen. There we go. Now you can
Guys, it
actually
looks
see
so
like
good.
fun detailing.
It looks so good in person.
It does. It looks great.
The
Absolutely great in person.
contrast is really, really much more poppin' in person. So you can see I'm working on the underside of it now. Tail's done. All of the spikes that took me all quarantine, they're done.
Hooray!
Dave, serious question.
Oh, serious question. Do you have different primers for metal and plastic minis? No, I don't. Most of the priming that I do is with the GW sprays, so Chaos Black or Corax White. Occasionally the what's it called? Wraithbone spray. But usually just use those. If I'm not using those, I'll probably be using the Army Painter colored sprays if I'm trying to get a colored base down. Or even the Vallejo sprays are also really good. But no, metal and plastic I use exactly the same. So, yeah. What metal minis did you get? That's the question.
I feel like whenever I think of metal minis, I just think of Corvus Belly.
You think what?
I think of Corvus Belly.
Okay, Corpus Belli. For there's Corpus Belli do absolutely spectacular minis for Infinity that are super detailed and very fine, I guess, finely detailed. But yeah, there are hundreds of small manufacturers out there that are doing metal minis.
Why is my mic not working?
Why is your mic not working?
It literally just stopped.
I'm not sure. Josh says he worked on some Ralpatha Legacy Jabberwocks in purple and magenta.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely neat. And and Kat said thanks. Gramps is starting to make all my stocking stuffer gifts. Excellent.
Oh no. So I still have another question. What do you do if you make a mistake while painting? So I turned my dragon and I got a lovely little drip
Oh.
going. It didn't get on any of the spines. But while that's still like super wet paint, I'm gonna sop up with my paintbrush as much as I can.
Cool.
And blend it out so that I can attempt to.
One of the things you can do there as well, if you're flooding the area with water, You can then go and dab it with your paper towel
Yep.
and draw a lot of that off, which is cool.
Dave had a question for you, Gretchen.
What are you planning to do for the mouth? That's a really good question. So I don't know if I want to do like that really bright limey green in the mouth, or if I want to do it just on the tongue itself, or if I just want to do the mouth really, really dark to make the rest of the facial features pop more. Because I do like how his face looks.
What was the first thing you suggested?
Doing the bright limey green on the inside of the whole mouth, on just the tongue, or doing everything a really, really just dark color so that the rest of the face pops.
I'm gonna suggest. I like the idea of like a very dark mouth in there, but I'm gonna suggest making the tongue more go with a. I'm not gonna say purple and magenta kind of thing, but something in that space, like the magenta red kind of area.
Hello.
I think that'd be the red would be that nice pop against the green.
And last time we did talk a little bit about doing some of the deeper shadows in like a purpley
Right. Yep.
kind of color to just bring out the green bits a little bit more.
Yep. I think that could be really cool. I wouldn't do the whole mouth red, the whole mouth bright red. But I like the idea of that dark kind of, so I have that break between the saturation of the face and the tongue. Yeah, that'd be good. Cool.
Can you guys hear me? Oh my gosh.
Kat says, Leona, who are you saying hello to? Share with the class, Leona.
Apparently everyone. I'm just saying hi to everyone. I just got really quiet for some. That's why I didn't understand what's going on.
I'm totally going to blame my hearing. Totally. I can't wait for the day that Leona doesn't have to wear that mask and I can hear her properly. Maybe I need a little, like a little earbud.
Oh, yeah, we could do that actually.
That could be good. I'm just saying, I'm well aware of my oral deficiencies.
Also, someone asked about, I think Chris Layfield had a question
Yeah?
in the chat.
We're going to go with cat's eye style or more a human eye style.
For the dragon?
Yeah.
Well, currently his eye is.
Maybe I just need to bring it closer.
Turn it this. You can't see this way. This way. Haha.
There we go.
He does have. If you look there, you can see his eye. His eye is like super freaking tiny.
Yep.
Because that literally, I just like had to pinprick an eye there, but it is glowy. And you can't really tell on the screen, but there's like individual scales that are painted, highlighted, and shadowed on his face.
Yep.
I have a really nice picture of him looking more color accurate on my Instagram, and I did post it up in the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook page as well. So there is a picture of a little bit more cleaner picture of what he looks like.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna leave it like glowy at the moment, because I feel like at the moment it looks clean and nice, and if I try to go back in, I have a strong suspicion that I will overcorrect myself.
Yeah. I think that's a fair.
Dave's like, I've seen you paint.
I've seen you overcorrect before.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. It's sort of fine to leave it as it is. Yep.
So that's kind of what I will be doing.
I do have to say that the Sumkey said, keep an eye on the small pupil details.
Good one. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Pretty
Also, yes, Kat. I think that's the problem.
No, it's not the problem. It's a completely different problem.
Okay.
I do have that as a problem, without a doubt. I'm a dad, so I probably have selective listening. My wife will tell you that I certainly have selective listening, selective hearing, without a doubt. But no, this is a different thing.
I do actually have. I have some minis. If you want to see them.
Oh yeah, from the
But I
group.
don't- but they are actually minis that I picked for the group banner.
Okay, cool.
So I thought that would be kind of cool
Yeah.
to showcase who is in our September banner. Every month I try and pick new people. So
Sounds like a plan. Let's.
they just don't have the names, so I'm going to tell you the names.
We don't have the minis to show.
No. We have them. I just don't have the names.
Oh, okay. I get you. Very cool.
So, for example, this guy is by Timothy Mays. Timothy Mays.
Timothy?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, this is a super cool ogre. I don't know where it's from, so I'm going to guess maybe it's a Reaper mini, but yeah, I love that yellow skin tone. That's super cool. It gives it there's a very kind of, there's a bit of an Oni kind of feel.
Yeah,
About it, I think-
especially with how crisp all the colors are.
Yeah. I think anytime you have that, it breaks out and it's in one of the, like, in a primary color, an ogre with flesh in a primary color, it has that sort of Oni kind of feel. So, but yeah, loving that.
And I
It's looking-
forgot to mention, these minis are all from our Facebook painting group. So, if you're interested in having them showcased, post them there.
Definitely.
All right, you ready?
But
for
you've just
another
mentioned that, so I don't have to mention that now.
one? Yep.
Okay, cool. Josh says it's an ogre. Ogre. Yep.
This is Chris Cox.
Excellent. Chris has painted up Bumblebee.
Yeah, Transformers.
Robots
That's
in
very
the
cool.
sky.
Is this from a Transformers board game?
I don't know. I don't know.
We were just excited about Transformers, Dave. We didn't ask questions.
Or is it a mini in disguise?
Mini.
I don't know. But it looks great. I think super cool. I wonder if the that Autobot icon on the top there is from a is like a decal sheet or a sticker or something like that. It's super clean. But no, really nicely done, Chris. Very cool.
Okay. Next. Right?
Oh, next. Next.
Chris Gorka.
Actually, yes. If you hadn't told me, I would have known it was Chris.
Yeah.
That looks cool. Again, I don't know what this is, but it looks really, really good. Oh, hang on.
He's
I'm-
like stabbing something. Is he some kind of like dwarven rogue?
I think it might be. Yeah. Yeah, because it's not wearing shoes.
No
Mhm.
shoes.
So, but yeah, it took me a little bit, but I can now see where the beard and the mustache and the nose are on the front there. But yeah, looking very cool. I particularly love the little bottle. Oh, Jason said that the WizKids, the Bumblebee was from the WizKids Transformers line.
Oh man,
Very cool.
we need some.
But yeah, Chris's dwarf here. I think the little vial at his belt looks very, very cool. Just super like nice to see that extra little detail
Yeah.
inside, but it's almost glowing, but surrounded by all that darkness. Looks great. Nice work, Chris. Well done.
Okay, this is Ocean Sick.
This is by who?
Chuck.
Chuck?
Yep.
Cool. I will tell you that sometimes when I'm like just sitting here, it sounds like, you know, like at the height of summer when all of the cicadas are
Yeah.
making their noise. I have that sound in my head constantly.
Do you have like tendinitis?
Tinnitus, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly that. But so sometimes it's me. But no, Chuck's mini here looks great. I think, of course, I'm obviously going to love the blue glow on the sort of the jewelry there around the neck. It's working really well with the gold sort of brassy accents on the axe. Oh, and I just noticed them on the left greave there as well. Looking very cool. This guy looks brutal. Brutal. And not a little bit magically enhanced.
Just a little though.
Yeah, just a touch.
It's fun.
Yeah, looks great. Nice work, Chuck.
Okay. Next. Oh. Look. Douglas.
Oh, look at that.
Elvin.
You're able to put the name on there.
Woohoo!
So I didn't have to hear it. So Douglas, excellent. Was this this a work in progress or is it just a
It is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm loving the basing work on there. It's very very suitable. I can't wait to see this this finished. I wonder if he's going to go with blues or greens.
Yeah, very, very underwater.
Or will there be some more sort of coral kind of feels in there? Yep.
Oh yeah, he actually posted an update.
Okay.
So it looks very cool.
Yep.
But that was the one that he posted in the group.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, it's looking good, Douglas. Looking forward to seeing you next time around.
Ready for the next one?
Yep. Let's move on to the next one.
Look at this. Look at what I'm doing.
Excellent.
I love it.
That's
I love when you can see pilots and things.
right. Yep. That is very cool. I wonder where that plane is from, but I don't know. But also wondering if the pilot is an old Games Workshop squat model. But they definitely look cool. Like there's a lot of sort of chipping damage along the front edge of that plane, and the wings and everything. So it's not incredibly well maintained, but
Maybe
tell
it's well
seen a lot of
maintained.
action.
Maybe he's just,
Just got back, flown through several flocks of birds.
You don't know what he's been through. You don't know his life.
It's true. I don't know his story. I apologize, but no, looking great, Eric. Nice work.
All right.
Oh.
I got the names.
Right. Hooray! Frank Chapman is painting up, I think that's the Blade Guard captain from the Indominus box set for Warhammer 40,000. Looking very cool there. I like that like that nice sort of saturated blue, bright blue pop is working well with that with the red and the white. The red's almost the darkest tone there, which is really interesting. You don't see that too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking great there, Frank. Nice work. Just before I talk about Jason's mini there, Kat says, Gretchen, Chris's blue bottle illustrates my thoughts on the dragon mouth, having that bright color in the dark area, in the dark space when it comes alive. So, but Jason's, what is this craziness? It looks like a dinosaur, some kind of dinosaur head.
It looks like some kind of duck-billed dinosaur.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that model is, but it looks super
It might
cool.
be a goblin.
Wait, I can see the goblin face now. Yeah.
I'm just really happy right now because I've hit the point where I can just dry brush my dragon.
You're taking advantage of it.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
just there like, yes.
Someone said it in the chat. It's a goblin from Massive Darkness.
Goblin from Massive Darkness. There you go. But yeah, I can see the goblin face now, and but yeah, I think that headdress is super cool. But no, I love it. I think I wonder if those little patches of orange are like fungi, or mushroom sort of things. Those little plate mushrooms that you see sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that could be it. But no, it's looking really good, Jason. Love that backdrop as well. Wonder how often you get to paint out on your back deck there with those mountains in the background.
Jealous.
Looks awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought it was like buildings, but you're right.
Yeah, no.
Surprise, it's mountains.
Mountains. Excellent. And Jason's working on some cool minis there.
Yes.
Yeah, they look great. I love the scheme you've chosen as well. Those that yellow. I think did Jason have?
Bye, Roger.
Bye, Roger. Have a good one. I think Jason had some yellow robed minis last week.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. But no, these are looking very cool. I love
They
the.
were different, right?
Pardon?
They were different.
They were.
right?
They were, unless they were the backs of these ones. But
Maybe.
no, I think and loving these. I love that the white. The white. It's nice and bright, but there are some dirty areas on there which look cool. And I love that the blue on the weapons and sort of other areas that have been picked out, like the hair in the center. Just look very cool. Great spot color. But no, it works really nicely. I think it's just a great balance across the minis. But yeah, nice work, Jason. Good one. Oh, Jeff's painted up another one of his bikers from the Indominus box set as the red and yellow from the color scheme there on that sort of jagged icon marks it out as a blood claw from the Space War chapter. But yeah, it looks great, and that base looks really, really neat.
Oh yeah, Josh Potter says lots of yellow today.
Yeah, yeah.
People
Definitely.
are taking up the challenge. Once you learn how to do it, you never want to stop.
You never want to go back. Yep, everything gets to be yellow. Yeah, no,
Yellow's
it's definitely
a fun
cool.
color.
It is fun. It's nice, but yeah, great work, Jeff. Looks excellent. Very nice.
All right, we have some more minis. Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, we can take a break.
And then
Yeah.
we can go back to looking at some more. I wanted to check in with Gretchen and see what you're doing now.
Oh,
See what I'm
Gretchen's
doing
progress?
now? I am
Yeah.
dry brushing these legs. We are getting this dragon done. We are making it happen. So if I can coordinate how I have him under here. There we go. So you can see his tail is pretty much complete. And this way. His belly has that nice strong highlight going down it because I want him to have a very gemstone feel. And now I'm doing his legs. So if I turn him this way, you can see there's a really strong shiny highlight going on his knee on both his back legs. But other than giving him a matching sheen to his belly, I'm not going super strong into the details because I really want the focal point on him to be his face and those spines and that tail that I spent forever on. Because we are in it to win it now. So, literally and emotionally. And so,
If you do want to win this this awesome dragon, just put hashtag Ruby Slippers in the
Thomas
chat.
says, "What? No purple? He will have purple. I'm gonna go in and have a little bit of purple, probably underneath the wings and where those deepest, darkest shadows will be, because it is one of the darkest pigments you can get before black, and I think that having that, a quick bit of shadow, adding that in is going to bring out the green a lot more." and will kind of bring out that really strong contrast that we want to get that gemstone shine. And then I'm going to douse it in a kind of shimmery emerald to hopefully blend everything together. And then, yeah, he should be done. And he should be as beautiful as he possibly can from my hands.
Excellent.
So, yeah, hopefully he will turn out rockin', and whoever wins him will enjoy him. And, yeah, let me know what you do with him. What kind of games he gets involved in. What mischief does this dragon
Cause.
cause? Yeah.
How many TPKs?
I want to know.
Chris
I want to
says-
know where my dragon goes.
Chris says your dragon needs a Dorothy Gale rider.
I was really tempted. Back whenever I thought I would paint this quickly, I was going to also do a base and have like coins and hide a pair of ruby slippers in there. I don't know if I will get to any kind of elaborate basing because I have to find where I put the base. But if you get him, feel free. Feel free to add what you feel.
To embellish.
Yeah, he was an experiment, an experimental dragon. I learned many things about painting gemstone things.
That's cool.
And so that's rad. And I think that I'm overall very happy with the things that I learned with this dragon.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to have you experiment.
Yeah, I think it's been great. Definitely cool.
It was
That's
fun to
awesome.
have something where I didn't feel pressured for the, up until now, for the outcome to be anything. So I could just kind of experiment on different techniques and stuff. I think buying a larger mini to where you could really just play, I think everyone should try to do that at least once.
Right.
Is just get something purely for the sake of play and experimentation and just go for it.
I think the WizKids dragons are definitely a great palette for that. There's so much. There's so many of them. So many different choices that you can make, and so much experimenting that you can do. I think it's definitely the way to go. And Leona, did you say we have one of the WizKids paint night kits coming in?
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
WizKids will be getting that probably next week.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, next week or the week after we'll do some painting on some more big models from WizKids.
More dragons.
It'll be an ogre.
It'll be an
More
ogre.
ogres.
Excellent. Maybe you can go for an ochre color scheme.
Well, I'm definitely not
Timothy's.
going to make Shrek because I'm greened out.
Right. Cool. I'm not sure what I'll do.
Yeah, Josh Potter says we have so many inexpensive options that it encourages experimentation,
Yeah,
which I agree.
I think so. And if you're
It's a
working
lot
on a model that isn't part of an army or a larger collection, or it can sit as an individual in a larger collection,
Mm-hmm.
that's just something great to be able to work on. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of model that you should be doing the experimenting on.
Yes, Chris. An ochre ogre.
What's
Ochre ogre.
Ogre. Yep.
Say that 10 times fast.
No,
Okay.
I might accidentally say something that I shouldn't be saying.
I
But
think it'll just be like ochre ogre.
ogre. Don't try and tempt me into saying it.
Okay.
But
I'll stop.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. I know that you popped up a question here, Leona, to say, what do you do if you make a mistake while painting?
Yes.
I was thinking then that if you're painting and you've got an idea of, I got to say that there are a number of different types of mistakes, like accidentally splashing one color over onto another area, or having too much color run into an area, or too much wash, or that kind of thing, is kind of one kind of mistake. Another kind of mistake might be not sort of picking a good color to sit next to another color, so your color choice might be the mistake. The technique you choose might have been a mistake.
I did a lot of these as an example purposely on this dragon. For the sake of the viewers, I made that sacrifice.
You took one for the team.
I
Good
did.
job. Good job. No, I don't think you did. You made
Not really.
you made a couple of
mistake.
interesting choices. Yeah, I don't think any of them were actual mistakes.
And some key says no mistakes, only happy little minis.
minis. Exactly. Yeah, what I was going to suggest is that if the mistake is it's a slip of the brush and you've painted a line across a section, there's always something that you do when you're painting, and that's called correction, and that's going back and fixing those little errors, those tiny mistakes that you've made. But that's something that you probably should be doing anyway. It's where you might go back and define a line or define a point where two colors meet. Over painting, if you've or painting over a splotchy area, or putting on a second layer, or whatever it might happen to be. If you're working on a single miniature that doesn't have to fit in with anybody else,
Right.
with any other miniature, it's not part of an army or a part of a larger uniformed group, then really you don't need to do anything about poor color choice. You can leave it.
Okay.
You can just let it sit, or you might want to desaturate the color that you've chosen, or you could paint over the color you've chosen, or you might want to accentuate it and show that this particular character doesn't care what they wear, isn't worried about sort of fashion choices or color palettes and that kind of thing. There's all sorts of things that you can do with that for it to not actually be a mistake, and it's more of it's a different choice, an alternative choice, I guess. But if you're working on an army where you want to have a consistent look across 30, 40, 50 models,
Right.
doing some test models at the start is a great idea, and that's where you have the opportunity to make those color choice mistakes. So you can start to hone it, and that's where you work over it. You'd paint over a section you don't like, or move it around on a miniature. I was talking with some friends on Friday night while we were all painting, and one of them had done a fantastic job of painting up some Necrons in a very sort of dark, metallic kind of look, and he'd painted on this fantastic kind of orange glow from different areas. This looked really good, but the attention was drawn to the orange glow rather than the face.
Gotcha.
So it was like, okay, well, the face is kind of the same sort of silver as everything was sort of around the neck, all the decorative pieces that were around the neck, and similar to the shoulders or the arms and that kind of thing. So we basically said, well, you want to put some more focus on the face, so maybe you change what's around the neck, or you change the face color. So
Interesting.
I think in the end we suggested doing the face as a white or like a bone ceramic kind of look,
Mm-hmm.
and which would have made that face really pop out from all the other colors that he'd been working with. And another friend had painted up a Necron in the same, a very similar scheme to what Games Workshop had used, except he changed up the shoulder plates on the back. And once he'd looked at it, he was like, actually, I like the color that's on the shoulder plates. I'm going to put that around the entire model.
Yeah.
So all of the bronze became like a white ceramic kind of look. And that's just a change that he made. And I think he just went through and painted over that. And that was his opportunity to make those mistakes and make the changes as he was going through. But yeah, I think the important thing is not to be afraid to make mistakes. Know that you can always go back and change them and work on them, and
But
and as
it is
Sumke said, there are no
painful.
mistakes, just happy little minis.
It's painful when you have to go back sometimes.
What's that? Painful?
It's painful, yes.
Yeah, it can be sort of disappointing or upsetting or frustrating, really.
Yes.
Frustrating would be the big one. Because if you've spent so much time working on a particular area or a particular color, colors like working on like whites or light grays or yellows or bones can be really tough to get the same look. Like if you were to accidentally like splotch some black over onto the yellow, going back and getting that yellow back to the original color is going to be very difficult. But it's just it'll just mean that next time you're painting with that black near the yellow, you'll be very careful. That's the lesson to learn from that one.
Dang it.
Well, and
So.
I mean, I think there's even times whenever I'm just actually painting or drawing or anything that, like, I go to draw something and it's brilliant and it's perfect and it's the best thing ever. But then I realize, well, I've just sketched the body and the pose of this person, and I haven't even began to sketch the clothing or how the folds and the fabric will lay or anything like this. And now I have to go back and cover it. And I get the same feeling whenever I paint something like on this dragon, whenever I painted one thing really, really well, and then I realized that in order to keep doing that, I would have to mess up other bits of it.
Right. Yeah. It can be tough for sure. There's a lot of I guess there's compromises that you have to make as you're going through. You'll have your vision of what you want it to look like in the end, and along the way, you'll realize that your vision of it and what the reality of where it's heading are going to be different. So it's how you bring those two things closer together. I think that happens to me all the time.
It's happening to me right now.
There you go. Yep. So yeah, I think it was a good question for sure. What do you do if you make a mistake while painting? It's just you keep going. Work out.
Painting until you can't anymore.
Because I think, at least for me, when I make a mistake, it's very hard for me to figure out how to fix it.
Right. I think probably the first thing then is it would be identifying what the mistake is, and if something like you've gone over onto another color, or that sort of more a mechanical error,
Right.
I guess. Yeah, sometimes it can be tough if you've like splashed some white over onto a dark blue area. Typically, that it's going to be easier to fix than black onto yellow or whatever. Particularly if you've like done a yellow area with something like contrast paints,
Right.
where just touching up the area with some white or some whatever the base color your base coat was, and then putting the contrast just over that area won't give you the same result. But that's where you might be able to go, okay, well maybe this cloak's a little bit worn or a little bit dirty or scuffed up or that kind of thing, where you can start to stipple in some weathering around the mistake area. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'd recommend doing. You've got to just work out what it is first and step back a little bit.
Learning how to work with things.
Yeah.
Never.
What have we got going in the chat? Kat says, my terrain is super strong because all of the changing of colors, more and more coats. The minis start losing detail with multiple coats.
Yeah.
So I have to think about it first. Yeah. You can definitely, like, thinking about it first is quite important for that. But also, if you work with thinner layers, then you won't build them up. They won't build up as quickly.
So thick.
There, Kat.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and also with terrain, typically it's you might start with a darker color and do a lot of building up with lighter colors. With painting, that you're working with that painting miniatures, if you're working with that idea of thin layers, you're talking washes really. So if you start with a lighter, like a mid-tone or a light tone, and then put your colors into it by using washes or just dabbing washes into certain areas, you can get that similar sort of result without having without obscuring detail on the miniature.
That's super interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That, like, especially in terrain, you're probably going to have a lot more opaque.
Yeah.
Your paint is opaque.
Yep.
And in minis, it's actually more transparent. You want transparency.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it depends on how much, I guess, how much thickness, the thickness of paint you can tolerate.
Okay.
Or the miniature will tolerate. There'll be some areas on minis that have detail, but the detail isn't very deep.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of layers of paint over or near it will start to distort that detail. So yeah, it's just working through that.
Yeah, because that's what I was noticing on my minis. The paint was too thick. Like, I was adding too many layers. So
Right.
then all the detail was getting painted over.
Right.
Like, literally filled in.
Yeah, it can be tough. Like,
And I was like, dang it!
a lot of that's just going to be practice and working slowly through it, I think.
Working slowly. What?
We don't do that here.
Only fast.
When you start, I'm just working slowly. You can do it. I'm sure you can do it. I have confidence. But yeah.
Jeff said that some of his favorite minis were initially mistakes.
What he initially thought were major mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely cool. Even if you do make some of those mechanical mistakes that we're talking about, like splashing colors over onto other areas, sometimes you can make those changes. I mentioned the weathering idea. Sometimes you might turn that into...
Sometimes you do what I did and you misplace the eyeball
Right.
on your dragon.
Yeah. That could happen. But you can do things where you can turn, if you splash some black paint or some dark blue paint over onto flesh, you might go, okay, well, I'm going to turn this into a tattoo. And you do a little tattoo there.
That's cool.
Just the different ways you can, you work it through. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Sorry, just looking at some of the chat. But yeah, Byron says
Bye,
he loves
Kat.
it when minis come with references. There's no imagination. I'm sure you do have some imagination, Byron, but I know that I always like a starting point. I like if somebody was to give me a blank page.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes have trouble
Bye, Kat.
starting.
That's your lack of
the paint
whimsy.
thing. It is my lack of whimsy.
But it's okay. We love you.
I've got a fun whimsy thing that we can talk about as well. Yeah, just give me a blank piece of paper, like here, with a few dots or a squiggle and a line, and it's like that suggests something. It suggests like a way to go with where to take your painting. I think that is pretty cool. And Kat says, I tend not to think and just jump in. Well, sometimes that's just fine. Just fine. Some key said, good minis are like ogres. They have layers.
I liked that.
Ogres?
Good.
Onions?
Yep.
One of the two. Yeah. And Byron's suggesting 3 hours of painting Happy Little Minis.
Oh boy.
Listen, all I gotta do now is get these wings done, dry brushed.
We're still
Then all of the main big things will have been completed with this dragon.
Excellent. The dry brushing's looking really good on those wings.
Yeah.
Cool.
Legs are pretty much done. Now I just gotta make everything match. Having to manipulate the wings out of my way has been its own adventure.
Nice.
But not.
Oh, Kat says, boo-hoo, off to work. Catch you next week. Have a good one, Kat.
Have a good one.
See you soon. But yeah. I think, there's lots of things that you can do that'll feel like a mistake at the time. It's just a matter of pushing through, working out how to incorporate it. How do you change your vision to bring it all together? Or how do you just do the correction work? One of the things that I often do, and I haven't quite done it on this one because I'm messing around with different colors, but I'll usually go through and paint a lot of the miniature, and then I'll save all of the metallics for last, the black and the metallics. So I'll come back and do my correction, like painting along those lines between the colors, painting any area that's going to be black or metallic, painting that black, and that just starts to tidy everything up. But that's where you can just at one point is where you go through and you spend the time being careful and painting around between those colors and that sort of thing. Cool.
We don't know how to be careful. We just paint.
Josh says, why not a parfait? Nobody doesn't like a parfait. Parfaits have layers.
Cake. Cake have layers.
Cake has layers.
Cakes have
Everybody
layers.
loves cake.
Did I mention the Smith Island cakes?
Oh yeah.
When we went to Smith Island?
You mentioned it to me specifically, not on the show.
All right, yes. Not on the show. So a few weeks back, my family and I went to...
Get ready.
Hmm?
I said, get ready, everyone.
Get ready, everybody. Yeah.
Talking about cake.
We went to Smith Island, which is a tiny island in the Chesapeake Bay here, just off the coast of the eastern shore of Maryland.
Down by the bay.
Pardon?
It's a song.
I'm singing.
Okay.
I'm just singing back here.
Sorry.
Continue.
But Smith Island is famous for its cakes, which they bake, and they bake in very, very, very thin sheets, and they stack them. But the sheets are maybe 1/4 of an inch thick,
Okay.
maybe a little bit thinner than that, for a layer of cake, and then a layer of frosting,
Okay.
and then a layer of cake, and then a layer of frosting. And they have between 15 and 20 layers.
That sounds so good.
And then the typical one, it's like a yellow sheet cake with chocolate frosting is the
Yum.
standard, which actually is a Maryland's state cake.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know we
That's
had a
right.
state cake.
We do. Do you know what the state sport of Maryland is?
Jousting.
Yes, I
Jousting.
knew you'd know that. I would be disappointed if you didn't know that it was jousting. So jousting, and we have a state cake.
Yes.
All the more reason to move to Maryland. But if you're not on Smith Island, the only type of Smith Island cakes you can get are the yellow sheet cake with the chocolate frosting.
Okay.
But when you're on Smith Island, at the Smith Island Cake Bakery, they have 15 different types.
All right.
You can get blueberry or raspberry, or they didn't have mint chocolate chip.
That's sad.
They had a
pumpkin.
They had a double chocolate, so it's like
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
No, they didn't strike me as the Starbucks kind of people. I don't think so.
When is pumpkin Starbucks?
Well, pumpkin spice lattes.
Okay.
How's
Pumpkin
it not
spice.
Starbucks?
It's been taken over now.
Yeah.
Pumpkin equals Starbucks.
No, not necessarily. But it's just
Okay.
in my mind, there's a connection.
Just for Dave.
Just for me.
You know, I'm thinking we're gonna have to make this cake.
A
We're gonna
pumpkin
have to make it.
spice layer
No.
cake?
No, a Smith Island cake.
Smith Island cake.
Are we going to make that?
We are going to have to. They'll send you one.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what I
but they're
meant
not
by
like
make.
they're not like whiz kids who will just like send us minis and be like, please paint this. I don't think they're gonna be like,
Oh yeah, they will.
Sure, but
here's a cake. Leona's like, yes, they will. I will.
they'll send us a cake, and Johnny's going to have to pay for it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's basically this.
we should totally do that. Yes, we should totally get a cake. I'm gonna switch out the model on the spinner for a conversion that I did
Cool.
yesterday.
I'm just going now. I got one color. I don't have to be careful. I gotta be a little.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful. You're giving away to somebody.
Oh, Spider-Man had a question about that mini. I
Oh,
think.
about which one?
He said, "My wife is a huge fan of tiramisu. That means good taste.
Oh.
But what did you do for the
Red on the emblem.
on the emblem?
Oh, if they're talking about this one,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I had that one up for a while.
okay, yeah. So the red on the, I'm guessing on the shoulder pad there,
Yeah.
that big sort of ruby. What I actually did with that one was, I think, and I'm gonna switch the minis out so I can have a closer look at it. Normally I would paint it the whole thing black and then paint like a dark red and then a lighter red and then a lighter red. But looking at the arrangement of the colors, it's kind of in the reverse of how I would usually paint them. So I think for this, I might have painted it, like given it a base coat with a pale gray and a white, but highlighted it up so that the highest point was at the top, and then probably put like Blood Angels red contrast paint over it. And I think for the eyes I did this something similar. But yeah, so I probably used the contrast paint, maybe shaded down the bottom a little bit more, and then put a gloss varnish over it, put the Vallejo gloss varnish, which I think I
So
have
you
in there.
actually put the highlight underneath?
Normally for gemstones, what you do is if the light is coming in from the top, it goes into the stone. The light that passes into the stone bounces around
I know all
inside it.
about this now.
Yeah, bounces around inside it and tends to. I'm going to use the word pull. Obviously, it's not physically, like gravity isn't pulling it to the bottom, but it has a tendency to sort of pull at the back and the bottom, basically the opposite side of the gemstone from where the light is coming in.
Gotcha.
So if the light's coming in from the top, it would normally be brighter down the bottom, or at least that's a great way to sort of represent it when you're painting. But for this one, I'm looking at it. I usually do like a little white dot of light at the top, sort of where you'd have the darker area. It's just a fairly standard kind of look for a gemstone, but this one doesn't have that. I don't have that white dot. Any white dot you see on there is a reflection from the gloss varnish.
Cool.
So there might be 2 or 3 layers of gloss on that as well. So, but just to give some extra differentiation between the textures. But yeah, I was going to say that the guy that's on the spinner.
Gotcha.
Look at him. So Games Workshop released a set of ogrins, which they're sort of sci-fi ogres, for Necromunda on the weekend. And it's like these guys are bigger than the usual sort of space marine. So I thought maybe they'll work. I can do some conversions with some of my other Nurgle stuff to make them be Terminators. So the Lord of Contagion here is in Terminator armor, so it's a big, bulky, heavy armor, and he is about the same size, similar bulk to the new guy, to the Ogryn.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of fun. I did a lot of work chopping and changing the head is from a different kit, the shoulder pads are from different kits, the belly is from a different kit. You can see some green stuff work, some brown stuff work on there as well. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to sort of mess around with that and see if I could, again, just do something wild and wacky for the army.
That's super cool.
But yeah, a lot of fun.
You're just having a fun time.
Pardon?
A fun time.
Yeah, yep, definitely. So.
All right, do
There
you
we
want to
go.
look at the rest of those miniatures?
Yeah.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, just before we do that, so Byron said, Dave, you're going to try the turkey dinner candy corn? I think so. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta.
I expect I will. And Spider-Man said yes. I'm sure he's going to. And Josh said, gemstone highlights are upside down from normal highlights, a little dash of white on top. Learned that from a very first issue of White Dwarf, circa 1990.
Wow.
Oh, John Miller has painted up this crazy Cthulhu beast. Is this from Death May Die?
I think so.
I think it
Yes.
is. It looks super disgusting. And I love the...
love the gray.
Pardon?
The gray.
Yeah. I love the... just the way that, like, the extremities are black and they blend into the white around the head. So it really keeps that focus on the central point. And then make it nightmare fuel by giving it 1,000 eyes. But yeah, no, great work, John. I think did a really nice job on that one.
Next one.
Oh, Josh Parker, this Manticore. Who's this Manticore from? Is this a WizKids one or a Reaper?
I think so. But maybe Reaper.
I don't know,
Maybe.
but I think I love the kind of the ice theme for it. That tail looks really wicked, doesn't it? Got those sort of icy swords. Looks like. But no, I think you've done a great job here, Josh. Looks really nice. Oh, Lee Cavell. So this awesome chaplain from Warhammer 40,000. Now with this, normally chaplains are in black armor, and Games Workshop paints that cloak in like black or dark brown, like a leather brown.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so Lee's choice is here, where he's going for that very bright white, clean white armor look, and that teal cloak is just really cool. Just very, very unique choices, and it looks great. I wonder if the rest of Lee's army is in black armor, so he wanted
that'd
the
be
chaplain
cool.
to stand out from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great reason for switching up the color scheme. But yeah, really nice work. Looks great. Michael Durr has painted up this awesome Witch Hunter. I think this guy is from Warhammer Quest back in the day. It looks very cool with that
Guns
sort of...
blazing.
Pardon?
Guns blazing.
Guns blazing for sure. I love the kind of pale, sort of almost buff cloak, not cloak, jacket he's wearing. And it looks like the cloak's got the hints of purple in there as well. Going back to that working on a purple cloak.
There is
idea.
your purple.
Yeah. But no, looking cool. Mick Allen. I think Mick did that Gaslands car last week that looked like
yes.
a steam train.
Yep.
And I think Mick's had loads of fun cutting up plastic card and rods and other bits and pieces and making this craziness. It looks awesome. Twin steam boilers. Imagine the power you can get out of that.
Full steam.
You get like 50, 60 horsepower. Yeah, awesome. But great work, Mick. Nice one.
Mike.
Oh, yep, Mike's painted up this awesome Stormcast Eternal. I really love the work on the, not only the gold trim on the armor, but also on the head of that hammer. It's got like a nice lighter, it's not quite, it doesn't have that same, not the same sort of deep, rich gold that's around the armor, but it's got a different sort of more weapons grade gold, I guess, kind of look. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. And I love the texture that Mike's got as well on the kind of the tabard there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
That
nice.
looks amazing.
Yeah. No, it's great work, Mike. And I know Mike was super excited to get his mini on the cover photo.
Oh, yeah.
He was super stoked.
That's awesome.
But yeah, nice work, Mike. Good one.
Stefan. This is a Witcher, like, diorama.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That looks
that's
super cool. It's a lot of times. Sometimes it's can be sort of a little bit sort of fun and goofy to go and take your minis outside and photograph them
Yeah.
with like real foliage behind them. Sometimes it looks a bit goofy, but I think this one looks great. I think,
Especially since he has stuff on the miniature.
oh, like the grass and that kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think the grass in the background then starts to look like large reeds and
Right.
other kind of flora, I guess. But no, this is looking very cool. I love the just the brightness of the sword. Those werewolves look awesome. But no, really nicely done. Steven has been painting these for, what are these from? What are these from? I don't know. But
Something. A board game.
I wonder if they're from Zombicide, like
Oh.
the space version.
Yeah. They do look like that.
They do look like that, and yeah, the little rings around the bases. It's also a classic Simon thing. But no, these
Spider-Man
look really
says
cool.
Elite or Invaders?
Elites or invaders?
Yeah.
Invader? Okay, yep. But no, definitely looking cool. I love the red and yellow on that the guy on our left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that looks cool. But yeah, it looks like these guys mean business for sure.
They're all holding huge guns.
Yep.
Tell me when you're going to call.
Hang on a sec.
Oh, no. I do have water there.
Yep.
Don't worry. I muted you.
Sorry, yeah. There was definitely a dry throat situation
No problem.
rather than anything else.
Oh, yeah. Josh Potter says, more yellow.
More yellow. Yep. But no, they look great. Now this is definitely super cool. I think this is Ghost
Oh, yeah. I
from
think you're right.
A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
I love those red eyes. Anytime you can paint a wolf with red eyes, it's definitely
Red eyes.
it's definitely super cool. But yeah, great basing work as well. It's really it's a really nice looking model. I think and there are some there's like some brown in there in the fur,
Oh, yeah.
which just adds sort of an extra depth to it all.
Definitely more realistic.
Yeah.
Looks like dirt or something.
Yeah. No, definitely. It looks great. Nice work, Svarty.
Tim Patterson.
Oh, Tim Patterson is. These are from
Night Haunts.
Nighthaunt. Yeah, from Warhammer Underworlds.
I like that green, that nice, like, foresty green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of them I've seen have been lime. Bright green.
Can you say that again?
A lot of them I have been seeing are brighter green.
Oh, yeah. Yep. But, yeah, this is it's a deep green, but it's still very, certainly the highlights are quite saturated, which definitely looks cool. And I love that Tim's chosen with the vine that has the roses on it. They're kind of coming from the outstretched arm.
Mm-hmm.
He's going from like a much lighter green on that to differentiate it. Definitely looks cool.
I see what you're saying.
And then
Cool.
kind of continuing that color, that brighter color on the vines on the bases. But yeah, it looks really good. Hope they've done well for you on the tabletop, Tim.
Yeah.
Cool. Victor has been working on a piece of terrain here.
Yeah.
I wonder where this is from. It's
It was the only piece of terrain
the only piece of terrain.
submitted, so
So
I
it-
had to put it.
You're saying we need some more pieces of terrain?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's definitely very cool. I love the point where you're at on this at the moment, Victor. Because sort of after this, you get to go in and do the shading and the weathering and the detailing and that kind of thing. And no, it's looking really cool. I don't know where it's from though. I don't know where it's from. But it looks good. Cool. Nice work.
Weston with a dragon.
Weston's been painting a dragon. Check out this dragon.
Join our dragon club.
It's not at all green. It's almost at the other side of the...
Oh, and look, you can see his eye.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You might want
It's
to
really cool.
paint this dragon next. So you've got that nice big eye there.
So I'm not just going through like,
No, maybe not. But no, it's looking very cool there, Weston. I think, yeah, I'm loving the colors in that. Nice work.
Last one.
Last one. Oh, Wilfred. The classic horror vampire. We were talking about campy movies earlier, and I think that this guy could very definitely be in a campy movie, without a doubt. But no, looking good. And I think I can't remember which miniature we talked about last week, but the blonde hair there has got being a bit desaturated is looking more realistic than like a bright yellow going with more yellow.
Yeah.
So yeah, always think about that. So light browns and bones and cream sort of colours are your best choices there. But yeah, looking good, Wilfred. Coming along.
Awesome.
Nice one.
all right.
Very cool.
I've
After
dry
all that, I had to work
brushed
out where
some wings.
there's wings going on. Oh yeah, check that out.
All right, they are dry brushed. They
Looking
are
good.
done up, nice. He has another eyeball done up. Now I'm just gonna go back in with some of that purple to make all of it a little bit more.
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 Roar.
Um,
Roar.
More.
and then I'm gonna add the emeralds, and then we're gonna be done.
Excellent.
And the ending has been speed painted, but the journey.
The journey
was
has been calm and patient,
sure.
steady. We mentioned whimsy before.
Yes.
I just wanted to let people know about a cool Kickstarter that's going on at the moment. I have absolutely nothing to do with this one, except that I think it's cool and has some delightful whimsy.
I'm excited.
It's kind of the essence of it is delightful whimsy. It's by Andrew Ray, who runs Statuesque Miniatures in the UK, and it's called Left at the Bottom of the Garden. This is chapter 2.
Okay.
So Left at the Bottom of the Garden ran last year. I got some of the minis from it. I got the whole set of minis. But it's basically, he does these beautiful little whimsical sculpts of
Ooh.
stuffed animals and toys and that kind of thing. And the idea is essentially they've been left at the bottom of the garden.
Amazing.
So they've come to life, kind of.
That's
kind of
really cool.
So yeah, there's some fantastic looking minis but they're all very simple shapes and stitched sort of things and like crosses for eyes and that kind of stuff. But definitely check that out. So head to Kickstarter, look for Left at the Bottom of the Garden or statuesque miniatures, and yeah, check those out. It's just a collection of this particular one. I think there's about 8 or 9 miniatures in it for £22 is the pledge level. So it's like, that's easy.
Yeah.
I think it's about $30, but
Oh my gosh. I just looked at them.
you just looked at them.
They're so cute.
If you can throw a link in the chat, that'd be cool.
Okay, I will. Oh wait, how do I do this?
But yeah.
How do I put it in the chat?
How do you copy and
worry.
paste?
Don't worry, I'll do it.
I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. There we go. But yeah, definitely a cool thing. I will admit, I bought the originals last year to paint up for my daughter Lucy for Christmas,
All right.
and then completely failed to paint them up for my daughter Lucy for Christmas. So maybe when these ones come through, I can paint all of them up for her for Christmas.
Well, weren't you painting her Harry Potter?
Yeah.
That was for Emily.
Emily.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So I did those, and that was for her birthday, and I did painted up some for Christmas. I've still got some more to paint, but yeah, the game is a little bit more complicated than I would have liked, but so we haven't really played too much of it. But the minis are still super awesome.
They are. You did a great job.
Thank you. Quite happy with how they turned out. But yeah. One of the lovely things with the chainmail on this Lord of Contagion miniature is that it's really super detailed and very crisp. So let me see if we can, yep, there we go. So on the back there, it's just really easy, just a quick pass, quick sort of swipe over with the silver over the chainmail to get that, pick out that texture. And what I can do once that's dry is come back with some, I didn't pull it out, but I will. I'll find it. Oh, maybe I won't. Did I forget to bring it? Nope, there it is. So, some red leather.
Oh,
Let me put
big
that-
surprise. Big surprise.
Pardon?
Big surprise.
Big surprise, red leather for the rust. The rust effect. And yes, as Leona has pointed out, I use that all the time for rust effects.
I don't know why. I just always like to be obnoxious.
Cool. So there
Gretchen,
we go.
where'd your dragon go?
It,
There we go.
up so I can see it with my eyeballs as I
Gotcha.
paint speedily and efficiently.
You're almost there. Oh, cool. That's
You
looking
have
great.
10 minutes.
How long do we have?
10.
10? 10 minutes.
That's so much. That's so much not time.
Josh has a question in the chat.
We have a question in the chat. What about changing water between metallics and colors? Is this a thing to be aware of, or much ado about nothing? I know some people who have 2 different water cups. They have a metallic water cup and a non-metallic water cup.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I don't worry about it ever really. As I mentioned before, usually I do my metallics towards the end of a miniature, so I'm not too worried about getting metallic flecks back onto a model.
Right.
But that would assume that I changed water at the end of every paint session, which isn't really the case for me. I know, it's terrible.
Dave.
Some people suggest you should change it all the time, but and I'd probably suggest that too. But yeah, I don't worry about it too much, Josh. I think if you're doing a lot of display pieces that are going to people are going to be scrutinizing, then it would be a good idea to keep them very separate. I think some people even, like, when talk about like wet palettes, they might have a wet palette for their metallics and a wet palette for their non-metallics, so that they don't get any cross-contamination there as well. I wouldn't be surprised if some people even switch brushes between the two. But if you're not doing display painting, you're not doing painting that's going to come under a lot of scrutiny, you're just doing like fun stuff for the tabletop, I don't think you need to worry about it. That's my personal take on it.
Yeah, Dave Shrump says, I change the water out after metallics just to be safe,
Right.
but he agrees with you.
Yeah.
Which I agree with.
I can say in all my years of painting, I think maybe like once or twice I felt that it had an adverse effect. I couldn't tell you when those times were, but it couldn't be more than that.
Well, if you're like me and you don't wash your brush properly,
Yeah.
then it makes a difference.
Sure. Yeah, but that's
'Cause, like, I was painting and I didn't wash it out, and then my brown leather became silvery.
right. Yep. Yeah, washing your brush out thoroughly is more important. Yeah, very much so. And you'll see that I do a lot of brush washing and then rolling it
Lightning.
on the. Actually, you can't see that at all.
I'll
I just realized. I have some paper towels right here. So I mean, that just from this session alone, that's sort of all the drying of the brush on there, and then a final run through the mouth. So, yeah, I wouldn't stress about it too much, Josh. Yeah. It should be fine. I just realized that I missed painting this whole chain. No. There we go.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. You can do it.
It'll be more or less done.
Last chance.
Yeah.
But Ruby slippers. In the
It'll
chat.
be more
Oh.
or less done.
I'm going to put another miniature up on the spinner
All right.
and see if it's bit.
Wait
See
a
if-
second.
Do that. Does that fit on? Do I need to move the camera back
Oh no.
or the spinner? Oh, test pattern.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Wait 1 second. I can crop it. There you go.
There we go. Cool.
He's a big guy.
He is a big guy. This is a crazy hell brute. So the normally Space Marines have things called dreadnoughts, which are big armored mechs that are piloted by a Space Marine that has been mortally wounded, basically. They get wired into a sarcophagus that gets slotted into the dreadnought. And the Chaos Space Marines, like the Plague Marines here, used to do the same sort of thing. but now it's kind of 10,000 years later,
Interesting.
and they've mutated and they're insane. So this is a guy that I converted up using lots of parts from some of the other kits that I'd been converting from. So that's why you see a different colored plastic, and obviously all the green stuff work there as well.
Heard that.
Over on this section here, where I've got that sort of draped cloth, I sculpted a whole bunch of muscle work under there to create a shoulder.
Sob. But I didn't spill purple.
No. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing you spilled it on black.
Yes.
But yeah, I sculpted a whole bunch of little, some shoulder muscles. And some of them didn't go quite as well as I would have liked. So I thought draping some cloth over that would be a great idea. So that's fixing a little mistake using a different method.
Nice.
But yeah. Check it
What
out.
about that emblem on the shoulder?
Yep. You see on the chest there as well. There are those three balls there. Basically, that three that pyramid of shapes is a fairly common thing for Nurgle. Usually, it's done as like three skulls, so two skulls and then one skull stacked on top. But usually, it's also associated with with pox markings. So when people start to get infected by these guys, those three dots or three welts will come up.
Okay.
So the things on the shoulder there, I just used some green stuff, rolled some green stuff into balls, flattened it out with my sculpting tool, and then got a little tube to sort of push into it to get those markings. So it kind of looks like the little pox, little buboes with some of the coloration around it. So when I paint those, though, I'll probably paint those up as a metallic, like a brass kind of look. But yeah, just kind of a gross look there. And now,
I'm just gonna touch that up. Definitely not making a mess. It's fine.
how are we going? Are we almost
It's
there?
actually we're almost done. I'm adding the little bit of shimmer onto it, and that's actually making it look much more gemstone-y
Okay.
and kind of blending everything really nicely together. Because it has that shifter effect.
Nice.
Is the Vallejo shifters and green, silver, blue. I went with your recommendation. So I'm hoping that it will. So the pink goes away whenever it dries, but it does have a kind of varnishy effect, and it does have that shifty emerald kind of thing to it. And cool. I'm hoping that when this lovely layer of emerald green shimmery
goodness
dries, everything will come together and it will look like a gemstone dragon. And if not, it's whoever wins his problem.
Right. So just a reminder there that Gretchen is giving away this awesome emerald dragon. You pop hashtag Ruby Slippers in the chat, and you could win.
You could win an emerald dragon.
I think Leona will draw the winner later today.
Yes.
Maybe, and we'll post.
I'll put it in the Facebook group.
Okay.
Give me time to touch up anything that needs to be touched up.
Yep. At some point over the next 24 to 48 hours, the winner will be chosen. Posted in the group.
I'll take a pretty picture of it too.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be
Cool.
like, this is a good picture and not and not just as I go through. It almost looks like I covered it in soap because what's in the shifter little pot here,
Yep.
even though the color says green, silver, blue, it comes out a very like pinkish color. Most of them do actually, of the shifters, regardless of what color they end up being.
Yep.
But when it dries, and even on the bits of the wing here where it's started to dry, it does dry a very like strong silvery shimmery green blue. You just gotta get to that point.
Yeah, it's just that the concern of having the sparkly peach.
Yeah, the sparkly peach does not look pretty, but it looks kind of like Teletubby custard. But the finished product, well, Leona's like, yes, it does.
We'll come back to that later.
Telling. Especially on the really, really dark bits. It works well on very dark colors.
Right.
So I have very strong contrast between my shadows and my highlights. And I'm hoping that, in the end, it gives it a beautiful, really cool gemstone, emerald vibe. And if not, it'll still be pretty. It'll look like probably what it will look like is bug's wings in the end. But that's not a loss either in my brain.
All down for that. Very cool.
So.
Yipperdoodle.
Looking good.
Oh, greeny, oh, green is looking darker. That's
Could be
what
the
Eddie
lighting.
said.
I think it might be
It is
could
the
possibly
lighting.
be the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, greening. Yeah. Because I did add shadows on the underside of the wings.
Yep.
Which now
It's
I'm
the
like,
lighting.
did they get anywhere? But I'll definitely take like a nice picture. Or Leona, maybe. Do you have the good camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can take a picture from the good camera and post it up when we post the winner, and
Okay.
that way people can see how this experiment really went and turned out. And
No, I think it's great. It looks awesome.
I hope this dragon gives whoever wins it a fun adventure and can be the plague of whoever has to take it down instead of me.
Dave Shrimp says, it looks amazing. And if I win it, I will be sure to give it some play as one of my players' Warlock patrons.
Ooh.
If we ever play live again. I'm sure you will play live again, Dave. I'm confident.
One day.
One day more.
One day.
Another day.
So yes.
Destiny. It's the end of the show.
Hey, Drew's
Oh, it is the end of the
And now
show.
I'm singing.
no. Oh.
We weren't
I realize
ready
as well
for
that
the
I'm sitting.
end.
There we go. And Byron says, hooray, Labor Day weekend. So yes.
I keep forgetting that's legitimately a thing.
Labor Day?
Yeah. The weekend, the day, the holiday, just
Yep. When you're a freelancer, it's kind of tough to take those
Yeah.
holidays.
it's definitely
Yep.
Well, that's it, folks.
That's it for the show.
yeah, that's
This
it.
is
Goodbye.
the
It's just
show.
we just cut
We're
off
done.
immediately. Leona pulls the plug.
Thank you, everyone, for joining and watching.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure that if you're not part of Painting Happy Little Minis, the Facebook page, you go on over on Facebook right now. I know your
Right
phone's
now.
next to you right now.
Right.
And you join our page so that your minis can also be shown whenever we show minis.
Yep.
Make sure you are also on that page so that whenever we announce the winner of the giveaway, you are privy to that information.
And of course, the most important part is you're able to ask questions and offer suggestions on that
Yes.
page to everybody else's painting and the questions they ask and the sort of listen to the suggestions that they make. I think we've got a
Very
great little
exciting.
community there.
We have reached 1,800 members.
1,800 members.
I think we should do
Woo!
something when we hit 2,000.
I think we
Yes.
should do something with me at
Yes.
2,000. What should we do when we hit 3,000?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead yet.
Make
Okay.
I just wanted
cake.
to do a thing.
Eat Smith cake.
Eat really good cake. I like that.
Eat Smith Island cake. That sounds wonderful. We should definitely do that and something else.
Yes.
I'm not sure
There's
what it was.
also a miniature giveaway
A miniatures
posted
giveaway?
in the group.
Oh, yes, there is. There is right now.
Yeah, there's
miniatures
lots of
giveaway
giveaways.
running at the moment. So, yes, head on over to the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. Join if you're not already a member, and check out the minis giveaway. It is D&D.
Yes.
Related?
Gale Force 9. Gale Force 9 D&D.
Excellent. So, fantastic. Head over there, check it out, and you can win more stuff there too.
You know what I realized? I don't think I ever took a before picture of the repaint that I was doing.
All right. Well, do we have the opportunity to do you want to pass it around the partition and we'll try and put it on the spinner, or
We can. I don't know
Can
if
we
it'll
give that a
actually
go?
stay up because it doesn't have its base.
Yeah.
okay? No, okay, we won't worry
We'll
about
take
it.
a
Take a
nice
picture.
picture of it.
We'll take a nice picture. Yeah.
It'll be good. I mean, the shimmer has to dry anyways. We have more filming to do and
Okay.
unrelated, so we'll have it all ready to go.
Excellent.
I wish I just had a vat of this so I could just dunk it like an Oreo.
Just shimmer the whole thing.
Shimmer. But yeah.
Okay, great.
Jason says, fly a winner out to paint with you for a session.
Oh my gosh.
That would be fantastic.
We'll send that one to the higher ups.
Yes, to the folks with the purse strings.
Yeah.
But it would be cool. It would be great to have.
That
have
would be
somebody
really
join
fun,
us.
actually.
That actually would be fun.
But what we can do now that Leona
Oh,
knows
we
how to
could
do
live
it,
Stream.
we can
Yeah.
bring somebody in on the stream.
We could.
We could. Da, da, da.
Da-na-na-na. All right, that means
Good
you
work,
have
Jason.
to invite all your friends. So 200 of your friends. Have
200
them,
more.
have them join the group.
200 more miniature painters. Let's bring them on.
Make it happen.
They're out there.
Let's
Yeah.
go, guys.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the end. We've said all that. Leona, I've said everything I need to say, yes?
Yes.
Haha.
think
All
we have
right,
indeed.
then. I'm Gretchen.
I'm Dave.
This was Painting Happy Little Minis. See you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.